Good evening, students. This is Dr. Ashok Mahadik. I'll be starting with a new chapter, foreign currency. Okay, so chapter number 1, foreign currency conversion. In this chapter, you'll be learning how to convert or how to prepare final accounts for a foreign branch. Okay, you will be given a trial balance and some adjustment like in normal final account sums, but it may belong to a foreign branch, and that you have to convert into a domestic currency uh, of any country. Okay. Say, for example, if Tata Limited has a branch at Singapore, then the branch trial balance may be given to you in Singapore dollars, which you may have to convert into Indian rupee. Okay. And merge it in the financial statements of Tata Limited. Okay. So you need to know how to convert the trial balance of that Singapore branch into Indian currency. Okay. The main thing we'll learn is how to convert a foreign branch trial balance into reporting currency. Reporting currency means the country in which the HO lies or head office is situated. Okay. One company may have many branches in many other countries. Okay, but the HO is always one. Okay, so all the branches trial balance will be sent to the head office, and the head office will convert those trial balances into Indian currency. Okay. Now, what is a foreign branch? Foreign branch generally maintain independent and complete record of business transacted by them in currency of the country in which they are operating. Okay. So, uh, currency will depend on the country in which that branch is operating. But at the end, you have to convert that into Indian currency if the HO is in India. Okay. We may have integral foreign operations branch or non-integral. Okay. So you must have already studied in FY BCom dependent branch and independent branch. Okay, it's just similar to that only. Dependent branch means for everything, the branch depends on head office for its supplies of raw material. Okay, then for assets to be acquired by the branch. For everything, they rely upon the HO. Okay. On the other hand, we have independent branch, wherein the branch has complete access to all the resources. It can take decisions on its own. Okay, it can make its own purchases and even use strategies to sell their goods. Okay, at the end of the year, both these branches will send their trial balance to head office. Now, more or less, the techniques of conversion of foreign currency items is same. Like we normally have a trial balance in which expenses, incomes, assets, and liabilities are there. So same way, you will be given a trial balance. Okay, and in information they will provide you exchange rate. Okay, that for $1, these many Indian rupees are equivalent. Okay, and we have to decide which rate is to be applied to convert a given item. Okay, now we'll start with one example. But before that, I'll give you some guidelines. Give me a minute. I'll share a new page. Okay, I hope you can now see Excel page. Okay, now here I have given rules for conversion. Okay, uh, while converting the trial balance, following rules are to be adopted or to be followed. Okay, now there are many items in trial balance, like we have opening stock, assets, liabilities. Okay, so for them we use different rates, and there is some logic behind using these rates. Okay, so I'll be explaining you the different rates and why we'll be using it. Okay, now opening stock. This is a normal item you will find in your trial balance. Now opening stock, for this we'll be using opening exchange rate. Okay, exchange rate between that foreign branch and Indian currency. Okay, now since the stock was on day one, that is opening day, we will use exchange rate which was applicable or prevailing on that first day. Okay, same way for closing stock, we'll be using closing rate. Okay, now in case of fixed assets, okay, in case of fixed assets, normally fixed assets are used for many years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, or even more. So the fixed assets are purchased only once, but used for many years. So which rate shall we use? Then the rate which was prevailing on the date of purchase of that asset will be used for converting the asset, because asset is to be converted only once. Okay, so it will be always converted at the rate which was prevailing on the date of its purchase. Okay, now suppose we had incurred any liability for buying that asset, then the rate which was applicable as on that day on which the long-term borrowing was done will be used to convert that borrowings. Okay. Next, all current assets are to be converted by using closing rates. Okay. Now, closing rate is the rate which is prevailing on the last day of the year. That is 31st March every year. Okay. Same way with the current liability, we'll be using closing rate for converting all the liability. Okay. Current liability. Now, revenue item. What do you mean by revenue items? All the items in trading P&L are called as revenue item. Okay. Now, say for example, salaries. Now, salaries are paid throughout the year, so we cannot use a specific rate or rate prevailing on a particular date for salary. Okay. So we have to use average rate. Okay. Then same way is the case for printing stationery or any other expense, okay, which is incurred throughout the year. Okay, so we'll be using average rate. In the question, you will be given the average rate. Okay, depreciation, the rate which was used at the time of converting the fixed asset will be used for calculating depreciation. Okay, Now remittances. What is remittances? Many times goods and cash is sent by HO to branch and vice versa. Now, in the case of these remittances, they will provide you the equivalent amount in other currency. So you need not bother about the rate of exchange for these remittance. Okay. In the question, it will be given to you. Okay. Now, one more account will be there in your trial balance. That is HO current account or HO account. Sometimes it will be given. So again, you need not bother about any exchange rate for converting HO current account. An equivalent amount in reporting currency will be given to you. Okay. Now a small example I will take. I hope you can see the sum. Okay. ABC Limited has a branch in US. At the end of the year, on 31st March 2016, the following ledger balances have been extracted from the books of Texas branch. Okay, so in Texas, this company is having a branch. Head office may be in Mumbai or somewhere in India. Okay, so we have to convert the trial balance of this branch, which is at Texas, US, into Indian currency. Okay, so we'll do it now. Let's adjust the columns. Okay. Now, you can see some adjustment is also given, some information is also given additional. So that will be useful to convert this trial balance into Indian rupees. Okay. Now you can see there are so many items in your trial balance like plant and machinery, debtors, creditors, stock, that is opening stock, cash balances, purchases, sales, HO account, goods sent to branch, wages and salaries, rent, discount received, commission. Okay. Now these are to be converted into Indian rupees. Okay. Now while converting, always remember the amount in debit column will appear in the debit side only in the new trial balance. Okay. So while solving the sum, first copy the trial balance as it is. Next to that credit column, you add three more columns. One column for rate applicable, then debit corresponding to debit column, and credit amount corresponding to credit column. Okay. So in new trial balance, you will have existing two columns. One new column for rate will be there, then one debit column and one credit column. Okay. Now look at the adjustments. Goods sent by HO worth rupees 1 lakh. So you can locate that in the trial balance. Goods sent to branch were given. Okay. You can see now this must be in dollars. Let me change the symbol. Okay. We are given branch in Texas. So given trial balance must be in dollars. I will be converting that into rupees column. Okay. So now, as I told you, for two items, they will give you the ready-made amount to you. Okay, you did not use any exchange rate for that. Okay, these two items, one HO account and second goods sent to branch. Okay, for these corresponding values in HO account will be given to you. Okay, now see the adjustment. The first one gives you value for goods sent by HO, rupees 1 lakh. Now in the existing trial balance, you can see goods sent to branch $5,000 are there, right? Okay. So next to that, you can directly in red column, you can write actual figure is given to us. Actual figure. Okay. Now you can put the actual figure. Now since the amount was in debit column, So new amount will be also in debit column. Okay, but it will be in rupees, and amount is 1 lakh rupees. Clear? Next, branch account in HO. Okay, so this is the amount given for HO account. You can see in trial balance HO account is there. Okay, in credit column we have figure 38,200. So this 6,55,150 amount belongs to this column. Okay, so again we'll write here actual figure. For these two items, actual value will be given to you. You just need to replace it with this given figure, 6,55,150. Okay, so then this subject is very simple. Okay, and these two chapters are there in which you will score at least out of 40, you will get at least 35 marks. In this foreign currency, you will get full 20 on 20 for sure. Okay, just pay attention. Now read the third adjustment. Closing stock. I don't know why this things are happening. Okay, closing stock is given to us. It is how much? $325. Okay, that will convert later on. Now fourth adjustment, exchange rates are given. Opening rate, closing rate, average rate. For fixed asset, a separate rate is given, and depreciation adjustment is given. Okay. Now let us see. Now we'll go as per trial balance item. Now first is plant and machinery. So which rate shall we apply? The rate which is given for fixed asset, which is 20 rupees per dollar. So against plant and machinery in rate column put 20 rupees per dollar. Okay. It was the rate which was prevailing as on the date of purchase of that fixed asset. Okay. Now what you have to do? You have to multiply $40,000 into this 20 rupees. You will get the amount in Indian rupees. Always remember, when you convert currencies, you should know which is a heavier currency and which is a cheaper currency. Okay. Now in case of dollars and rupees, dollar is a heavier currency and rupees is a cheaper currency. So while going from heavier to cheaper currency, you multiply. Okay. So $40,000 became 8 lakhs. We multiplied by 20. Okay. Had you been given a trial balance in Indian rupee and you had to convert into pounds or dollars, then you had to divide the amount to get the pounds or dollars. Clear? So always see, you must be having a common knowledge that dollar is obviously heavier currency. Okay. So from the currency itself, you can make out in case unknown currency is given. Okay, you can make out which one is a heavier currency and which one is cheaper currency. So while converting from heavier to cheaper currency, always multiply. Okay. Okay. Now, next is debtors and creditors. So for current assets and current liabilities, I had told you that you have to use average rate. Look here, current assets. For current assets and current liability, use closing rate. For revenue items, we use average rate. Okay. Now for debtors and creditors, these figures will appear in their corresponding values. Let us see what is the closing rate. Closing rate is given as $44. Okay. So here I'll put $44. Okay. Now multiply to get the value in Indian currency. Okay. So 6,000 into 44 will give me debtors value in rupees. Okay. Same way for creditors, again I'll multiply 44 into 5,000. Okay, so we got. Okay. Next is stock, that is opening stock. So we'll use opening rate. I'll show you. Look at this table, opening stock, opening rate. Okay. So opening rate is given to us. It is 40 rupees per dollar. So again, this I'll write 40 rupees. Now I'll multiply to get the answer. Okay, clear? Then we are given cash and bank balance. So again, we'll use closing rate. Closing rate was 44, right? I'll write 44. Okay. Just copy it. I'm copying the formula. Okay. Then purchase and sales are given. Now purchase and sales occur throughout the year. So we can't use opening or closing. We have to use average rate, because average rate is average of all the rates which were prevailing throughout the year. So we have to use average rate for all the trading and P&L items. Okay. So average rate is how much? 45. Okay. So use 45 for converting purchase and sales. I'll write 45 is my average rate. Okay. Now, issue account actual value was given, so we recorded. Goods sent to branch actual value will be given. We have already recorded. Now, wages and salaries. Now they are paid throughout the year, so we have to use the average rate. So 45 is the average rate. Okay. So I copy this average rate for wages and salary. Okay. Even for rent and office expenses, they are occurred throughout the year. So average rate will be applied. Discount received, again average rate will be applicable. Okay. So I'll write 45. I'll multiply 500 into 500 into 45. Okay. Commission received, same way again. That's it. Okay. So all the items are done. Very simple. You will be given a trial balance and some adjustment which will include rates prevailing as on different dates. That is the opening. Normally opening rate will be given, closing rate, average rate, and rates as on purchase of fixed assets will be given. Okay, which will be used only for converting those fixed assets. Yeah, so this way you have to convert the trial balance into Indian rupees. Clear? Here we were given a branch which was existing in Texas. So trial balance was in dollars. We converted this into Indian rupees. Okay, while converting in Indian rupees, we have to convert by multiplying the currencies, because US dollar is heavier. Okay, just a minute. Now you can see I have closed this account, new trial balance. The existing trial balance will be tallied one. Okay, but new trial balance will not be tallied, because we have converted different items with different rates. Okay, there will be an exchange difference. Okay, that you have to find out by closing it. Just add up credit and add up debit. Debit total was 1957. Credit total was more 20 lakhs 36. Okay, so I got balancing figure on the debit side. Okay, so we call it exchange difference. How much? 79,150. Regarding this exchange difference, you have to post this into P&L account on whichever side it appears. So it is appearing on the debit side. So in new trial balance, or rather in final accounts, you have to post that into P&L account on same side in debit side in P&L. Okay. Now you have got a new trial balance. Okay. So from this trial balance, you have to make final accounts. Okay. Now remember, don't use first two columns of your trial balance. Now you have made a new trial balance in Indian rupees. Okay. I'll just mention here rupees. Okay, we have to use new trial balance to make final accounts. Okay, so I have kept the final accounts format ready, so it will be very convenient for us to make the final accounts. Okay, so this will help us a lot. Okay, so it's just like FYGC final accounts. Once you convert the trial balance, given trial balance into Indian currency, you just have to post like FYGC final accounts. Okay, so let us do it. Let me see if any adjustment is there. Yeah, one adjustment is there, which is depreciation. We have to depreciate plant by 10%. And closing stock is given in dollars, which we have to post. So remember, these two adjustments are pending. One, and this is the other one. Okay, we'll take care of this when we are done with the posting part. Okay, so let us post the given our converted trial balance into final accounts format. Okay, now plant and machinery value is 8 lakhs, so I'll write 8 lakhs here. Then debtors 2,64,000. There is no RDD, so I'll directly write in outer column. Creditors 2,20,000. Stock, this is opening stock 80,000. Then cash and bank balance 3,08,000. Purchase and sales, purchase 90,000. Sales on the credit side. Then HO account. Now, what is this HO account? See, like we have capital in our sole proprietorship, same way HO has invested money in this branch. So it is reflected, instead of writing capital, they write HO. So HO balance indicates the amount invested by head office in this branch. Okay, clear? So don't get confused with the word HO. Then next, goods sent to branch, it means nothing but purchases. Just like purchase, instead of buying locally, HO has sent some goods. Okay, so what is the amount? 1. So similar to purchase. Okay, then wages 1,80,000. For rent, it will be in PNL 1,35,000. Discount received is your income. You'll be finding this very simple, isn't it? It is very simple. In this paper, till now, there is a record, not a single student has failed. Okay, so please don't spoil my record. In this subject, there are 4 chapters. Okay, even if you study these 2 chapters, you will score more than 50 marks minimum. Okay, so don't take tension of this subject. Okay, if you study, you will get more than 80 marks for sure. Okay, so I think I have posted all the items. Yeah, that exchange difference I told you, you have to post on the debit side. It is appearing on the debit side in your trial balance. Now, since 79,150 is appearing on the debit side, so post on the debit side in PNL account. Okay, had it been appearing on the credit side, then PNL account credit side, nothing. Okay, now what else is left? 2 things. Closing stock. It is given in dollars 325. Now closing stock will be converted at closing rate. Okay, so closing stock, I'll just convert that into 325 into what rate shall we apply? Closing rate. What is the closing rate? Closing rate is 44. Okay, clear? Just solve this. 325 into 44, 14,300. Okay. So we'll stop 14,300. So we'll show 14,300. Okay, done. Then one depreciation is there, adjustment, 10% depreciation. So charge 10% on 8 lakh, that is 80,000. 7 lakh 20 and 80,000 will be posted in the debit side of P&L account, 80,000. Done. Okay. So we have posted almost all the items and we are done with the adjustments also. So now let us close the accounts and transfer the balances. Now GP is how much? 387,800 will be transferred on the credit side, 387,800. Okay, then we get net profit 431. This will be transferred to liability side. I'll just write that figure here. 4,31,150. So now your balance sheet gets started. Okay. I hope you have understood what you are expected to do when you get a sum. Okay. Very simple. Just try to learn these rates. Even need not learn. You must have understood it logically also. Okay. Just remember the rules for this exchange rates. For opening stock, opening rate, closing stock, closing rate, fixed asset, separate rate will be given. Current assets and current liabilities, these are as on last day, so use closing rate. Revenue items, I'll write P&L items. Okay, use average rate because these transactions takes place throughout the year. Then depreciation, calculate depreciation on converted value of the fixed asset. So you need not bother about the rating. Okay. For remittances, they will provide you the rate. Okay. Then HO current account, they will provide the value. Okay. That's it. Okay, so this was sum number 1. So I'll share the new page now. We'll go back to textbook again. I'll share the textbook again. Just wait. Okay. Okay, so this is the sum. I hope you can see it. Read it. Okay. So do tell me which rate you will apply. Okay. And just check the chat. Is it possible? Just a minute. So I don't think it's possible for us. You will be able to give me answers in real time, but I will explain it. Okay. Just pay attention and try to solve this sum. Okay. I'll read the sum. The firm Hardik and Company. Yeah, we missed Hardik yesterday. I missed him like anything. Only 5 bowlers. Not a single extra option we had. And that is the cause, you know, for our defeat. We just never improved. You know why Nokia shut down? They never improved themselves. They thought they are number 1. You have to keep improving. To, you know, keep eyes on your competitor always. Okay. So let's forget about that match. Don't take it seriously. Okay. The firm Hardik and Company with its HO in Bhopal as a branch in Sydney. In Sydney means in Australia. So Australian dollar will be there. Okay. At the end of, so it again, it's a heavier currency. So we have to multiply with the exchange rate. At the end of the each year, December 31st, a trial balance sent by the branch in Australian dollars currency is converted into rupees currency at the head office. Okay. The foreign trial balance for the year has been compiled at the branch. So it is provided to you in dollars, Australian dollars. You have to convert that into Indian rupees. Okay. So you tell me, you can put in live chat. Later on, I'll see who has given correct answers. Okay. So bills receivable, a current asset. So closing rate, debtors, closing rate, creditors, closing rate, purchases, revenue item, average rate, sales, revenue item, average rate, furniture and fixture. They must provide exchange rate prevailing on the date of purchase of this furniture. They will provide. So we'll keep this pending. Go ahead. Stock as on 1st January. So opening rate will be provided. Establishment expenses. This is revenue item. Revenue item means trading P&L item. This is called as revenue item. Okay. So don't get confused that revenue means income. So that is income statement indicates. Okay. So establishment expense, a revenue item. That is trading P&L item. So average rate. Salaries, average rate. Rent, average rate. Sundry expense, average rate. Depreciation on furniture, again, rate applicable for the fixed asset. Remittances to head office, value for this will be given to you. You need not bother about the exchange rate. Head office account, again, value will be given to you. You need not bother about the exchange rate. Cash on hand, closing rate. Okay. So we just went through the trial balance and discussed the rate. Now let us see what is given to us. The stock in hand on December 31st, 2013 was, this is closing stock. So for this, we will use closing rate. Okay. Now rates are given from December 31st, 2012. This is opening rate. Huh? Our year end is 2013 and this rate is 2012. So this is opening rate will be used for opening stock as on 1st January 2013. Okay. So for that 1340 value, right? 1340 na barabar? No, 2000 rupees. Use this rate. Okay. Rupees 34. Just a minute, students. Let me take a call. Important. हाँ बोलिए बोलिए. नमस्ते नमस्ते बोलिए बोलिए. Okay. Bye. Okay. So from December, acha, wait. Some adjustment is there. From December 31st, 12 to June 30th, 13, $1 is equal to 34 rupees. Okay, for 6 months they are giving one rate. Okay, from 1st July to 31st December they are giving us a different rate. Okay, so for revenue items we have to take average 34 plus 36 divided by 2. So that will be 35. For opening stock you will use 34 and closing stock you will use 36. Is this clear, students? opening stock 34, closing stock 36. For average items, we'll use average, that is 34 plus 36 divided by 2. Okay. Okay. In Bhopal books, the balance of the Sydney branch account and the remittances from Sydney branch account appeared 178,830,847. This is for uh, branch account. Okay. See, two values they have provided. Okay. The HO balance, remittance, and account balance. So two figures are given. Okay. I'll read that again. In the Bhopal books, the balance of Sydney branch account. So this is HO branch. Okay. Value of HO branch. How much? 178,847. And remittances. This is for remittances 37,068. Okay. These two values you have to use for third last item and second last item. Okay. Is this clear, students? Okay. Remittance is how much? 128. Right. Remittance is 1502. For that, 37,068 rupees will be there. And for HO account, dollars are 6920 and value in Indian rupees 1,78,847. Okay. So here you will use actual values. The original furniture and fixture were bought when the exchange rate was $1 is equal to 30 rupees. So for furniture, you will use 22,800 into 30 rupees. Convert the above trial balance in rupees currency and prepare the final accounts. So I hope you have understood this. Take a photo of this, snap of this, or screenshot, whatever. Okay. Take a screenshot of solution if you want. Take a screenshot of this also. Here they have used rate at the beginning. It doesn't matter. But I suggest that after the original trial balance, keep your exchange rate, or you may get confused in columns. So keep it separate only. In exam, it is not compulsory to draw all the columns, okay, but it is convenient, okay, for doing it. Is this clear, students? So if you want to take one more question for homework, you can take a screenshot of this. This one done. So fourth one I'll give now. Take screenshot of this fourth sum. Okay. This subject is very simple. Okay. In internals, I'll keep this chapter and one more chapter. Okay. In internals, at least 4 full marks. In external, for sure, you will get better marks. Okay. This time we have less time with us. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll take more lectures, but short ones, not 2 hours lectures, because I may not be able to sit for too long. I just recovered now. I was not well for last 10 days. Okay. So you can understand that. Sorry for delaying the lectures. I'm sorry for that. Okay, my apologies. Okay, I'll stop now. You can take a screenshot of this illustration 4 and try this one. I have already given you illustration 3 question as well as solution. Okay, this fourth one we will discuss in next lecture. Mostly tomorrow only I'll take next lecture. So I'll keep more lectures. Okay. Thank you, students. I will stop live stream now. Okay, videos will be available. Do subscribe. I won't be sending the message every now and then. Okay, so do subscribe. You will, whenever I start lecture, you will get the notification and the link directly. Okay, thank you so much, students. Bye.